Hi everyone and welcome to the last episode of Knitting and Dog Sitting. This week's guest is Louis. He is a 2-year-old cutie little poodle and he's spending the week with me. It's actually already Thursday, I think, because I've been wanting to start this video, maybe being a little bit more productive, but I'm kind of sick, so we're not going to be super productive today. I already did some things and I'm gonna have to be a little bit productive because I have finals next week again. So we're gonna need to, I think this is better. So we're gonna need to study a little bit, but I also have knitting projects and I want to show you them. Oh, is he gonna stay here? I'm not sure if this is enough space for him. Okay, so project number 1, you already know this from the last knitting and dog sitting vlog. I finished the sailor slippers. They look insane. I am pretty happy with how they turned out. I ended up adding, wait, this is how they're supposed to be, these little extra stitches so that they're together and that's like the right way to wear them. They're huge and I don't know where I messed up, but my side panels here are kind of mushed together. I don't know if you can tell, but that's the only thing that really didn't work out, but I don't think it's gonna matter because again, they're gonna felt and they're gonna get so small. So I thought we could felt those together because I'm very interested to see how this is gonna turn out because I've never felted anything before, so we will see. And then my other project is also kind of an experiment. I'm doing the tromsø hoodie. This is a hoodie slash balaclava. I never know how to say it. I've used Drops Air. It is so soft. Wait. It's actually my first time using Drops yarn except for these. So this is Drops Snow and this is Drops Air and this is the softest thing I've ever felt. I was nervous that it was gonna be a little bit scratchy because if yarn looks like this, it's usually scratchy, but it's literally as soft as a cloud. And yeah, I am this far. I need to knit 38 centimeters high and then start decreasing. I already did my increases back here. I don't know if you can see, and then this is the general shape. So this is the face opening and I just need to knit like 40 centimeters upwards in total and then finish it up with an I-cord edge. And the only thing that I don't like about this yarn, but I think it depends on the color probably. Wait, hold up. Oh. There we go. I think it depends on the color, but with this, the brown color has a white tube, which means that the white tube kind of shows through. It looks kind of nice in some places, but then also kind of really not. So I don't really know. Also, it's like an almost perfect color match. And I think that's kind of cute and very fitting for today. So we're gonna felt the sailor slippers, knit the hood. The hood is a free pattern, by the way. And the Drops Air yarn is not very expensive, so I figured what could go wrong with just trying those two together. What is he doing? So those are the knitting projects that we're gonna do today. Obviously we're gonna go on walks, not super long walks though, because I am kind of sick. What are you doing, boy? Okay, not super long walks because I'm kind of sick and the weather is pretty bad. It's snowing, even though spring vibes were already happening a couple days ago and I am so sad. Yeah, and then I'm also gonna need to study for a little bit. So I think we're gonna start up with the sailor slippers because those are gonna take a while in the washing machine. I am so nervous, but we're just gonna get started on those. Alright, so this is the before. As you can see, it's like double the size of my feet, but they look so funny. This is the worst angle ever, but it's okay. So I have the slippers and it says that I need to use just a regular at least 1.5 hours washing program. My washing machine does not have time things, so I'm just gonna time it on my phone and then just take it out whenever, I think. I don't really know. It says that I'm supposed to use a non-bio enzyme free or not enzyme free, I don't know, detergent. I only have this right now because my wool detergent is out. And since I wanted to felt, I think it's not bad to not use wool detergent. We will see. I'm probably gonna do like half an hour and then check back in and then do another half hour and then check back in again. And then I'm also gonna add this little towel for friction. So I'm very nervous. If this goes wrong, I'm gonna be so sad. Because yes, it was a quick project, but I do want it to turn out. Okay, so last look of the slippers in their current shape. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, while the sailor slippers are in the washing machine, I'm gonna measure how much I already knit, because as I mentioned, this needs to be 38 centimeters long. Okay, bye. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to like stretch it out a little bit or not. Let's do like a tiny little bit of a stretch. We are at 26 centimeters, so 12 to go, which shouldn't take that long because at this point I'm not even having to do increases or anything. I'm just knitting back and forth. And once it's 38 centimeters long, I need to decrease, I think, and then knit them, like knit the two sides together at the top. So I think this is gonna be kind of a quick project, which would be great because I actually have many more gift knit projects that I need to do, and I'm also still in the middle of my Lily sweater 2.0. I haven't touched it since like 2 videos ago, and it's gonna stay that way right now because I just want to make some progress on other projects, because this I can probably finish this week and then I would already have another thing finished and not having to worry about that anymore. And then I need to do one more sweater and one pair of socks, and that should be it for my gift knits. One hour later, they look very funny, but I think that 1 hour was the perfect length to felt them, because they're supposed to be 25 centimeters in the end, and right now they're 20, and I think I can stretch them that far. So I'm gonna try and, okay, one of them is definitely smaller than the other one. This is feeling kind of like an experiment, but the width should be 11.3. That's good. That's good. And then see that should be 24. There we go. Yeah, that looks about right. And so the only thing that's a little bit critical is the length. So I'm just gonna try and stretch them. I've never felted anything before, as I mentioned. Oh, this is... It looks silly, but it's actually kind of hard. Okay, I'm just gonna measure and measure. Okay, we're already at 23. I think this is gonna work out. Okay, they smell very much like a mixture of wet wool and wet dog, and I don't like it. But I guess they will dry. Okay, we have 25 centimeters. Let's do just a little bit more, and then kind of put them in shape. That looks like a shoe and not like a mushed up little thing. I actually didn't check after half an hour. Maybe I should have. Okay, so shoe 1, slipper 1 is looking good. It actually doesn't even feel super wet. It just feels very weird. Okay, and how much do we have here? I think this is a small one. Yeah. Oh. Who knew that knitting was such a... I don't know, I'm blanking on the word right now. Who knew that knitting was this hard? Your hands hurt, your neck hurts, you need to pull apart shoes. And we have 25. Let's do one last thing before I shape them. I shaped them, I pulled them too much. Let's push them back together. That looks like they're the same size, right? These are the finished sailor slippers. You can still see the little... I like that knit stitches look like hearts. These just look like little blobs, but that's okay. So this is the correct way that they are supposed to be. They turned out cute. I like them. I like the colors. I actually... I know that a lot of people are obsessed with knitting sailor slippers, or they make like 10 pairs for friends and family. I'm not gonna be doing that. I think that's gonna be my only pair of sailor slippers that I make, because I don't like that these stripes are kind of not straight. Do you see that? I don't know. I thought it was a fun project and it was very quick, but it was also kind of frustrating with the yarn. I don't like that it's so flimsy and you can just kind of poke it all the time, and that's not very fun. I didn't like the sewing process, the sewing part of the project, because that was also just kind of a little bit frustrating because nothing really matched up. And yeah, I don't know. I also don't really need slippers myself, so these are gonna be the only pair. This is a gift knit. I think I've mentioned that a couple times now, but they turned out very cute. And I think it was very fun to jump on the trend and knit them because it was fun and it was a quick project. And it's better to try out a fun quick project than to try out a sweater that's trendy. But yeah, I'm gonna put these somewhere where it's a little bit warmer because I feel like they're gonna take ages to actually be fully dry because they feel like they're not super wet, but I think they actually are because they smell like a mixture of wet dog and wet wool, and that's not a good smell. Okay, well, sailor slippers, project 1 finished. Good morning, everyone. We are back. He is very interested in the camera sounds, and apparently there's a neighbor moving and he doesn't really like that either. Okay. So yesterday I slept for most of the day because I'm apparently more sick than I thought it was, and my head hurts like hell and all of my like joints and everything. It's not going very good, and I am and I am supposed to study because I didn't do anything yesterday. I really need to do something today, but I'm not sure if I can because my head feels like it's about to explode. But it's okay. We have some tea right here. I have some Coke Zero, and I'm craving something cold because my throat hurts, so I'm gonna eat this. I like this brand's regular chocolate pudding, and this is a protein chocolate pudding. I didn't get it because it was protein. I got it because it's bigger than the regular chocolate pudding, so I'm gonna have this for breakfast. And then a little knitting update. I only did like maybe 5 or 10 rows yesterday, but this is how far I am, and I thought I would show you kind of the fit of this thing as far as I understand it, because it looks kind of funny. So you could either make it shorter and have it like all around, but I think I would probably wear it like as a little scarf. And then, I think I'm actually I think I'm actually doing better than I thought I was. So we only have this much left. Do you see the vision? Anyway, so this is gonna be a hood, and I am supposed to knit 36 centimeters. I think I said 38 yesterday, and I am around 30-ish, so only like 6 centimeters left. And then because it is supposed to be like a little loose, we're gonna knit the... I should take this off. Because it's supposed to be a little bit more looser. I'm gonna knit 40 centimeters overall. So not that much to do, and then I'm gonna add an I-cord edge. I think that it actually looks kind of nice with the, I don't know, knit edge the way it is, but I think the I-cord would make it like more round and more like face fitting, if that makes sense. And I'm actually very interested to see how much yarn I'm gonna need, because this, I'm still on the first skein of yarn. I still have this much left. This yarn, I thought I was gonna be, because usually my regular merino wool yarn that I knit everything with, that's actually not that good because it stretches a lot when blocking. It doesn't really go back, so if you knit like a rib hat, it doesn't really have any stretch once it's blocked. It's just the size that it is, and it can be a little bit bigger, but it won't, like, the ribbing just doesn't look as nice. That's what I'm trying to say. But that yarn, I usually need 2, so like 100 grams of that yarn for one hat, and this one is 50 grams. This is definitely an entire hat. I don't know the science behind this, but maybe it's because it's so light, because this is like 150 meters, I think. It weighs like nothing, and the tube itself, it's just, this one is just a tube, and then there's yarn blown in, or like fibers blown in, as far as I understand. So maybe that's the science behind it. I'm not really sure, but it's a nice yarn to work with because it's super soft and you can do so much with it. And I saw on TikTok yesterday that a girl was knitting something similar with a gray yarn, like a light gray, and that looked so good because that yarn also had the white tube, the same as this one, and with the gray, with the light gray, the white isn't as noticeable, and it just looks so nice. I really like this look too, but like further away it just looks like it's kind of a two-colored yarn, but I know that it's a tube, so it bothers me a little bit. But with light gray, I think that would not be an issue at all. But yeah, I'm gonna be knitting for a little bit and alternate that with studying. The professor of that one class uploaded videos, but I'm not sure if those videos would help me because they're very long and very detailed, and I don't think I need to know that many details. I think I just need to know the questions from the old exams, because there's people who always upload them, and I think I should probably just stick to those questions and try to memorize as many of them as I can. And I think that's gonna be enough, because I didn't fail like super bad. It was just, I think, like 1 or 2 points, so I think I will be fine. But I'm still a little bit worried. Anyways, Lou is napping right here, and I'm just gonna knit for a bit. And I've been watching Pretty Little Liars, and now I'm having to make the decision if I want to watch Pretty Little Liars or if I want to listen to my audiobook. Let me actually check how far I am, because I've been listening to the Prisoner's Throne on and off for the past couple of days, weeks, vlogs, videos, whatever. I am at 52%, so like 6 more hours, I think. I should listen to it because I got this free audiobook subscription only until like the beginning of March, and it's almost the end of February, so I really should listen to it. I think I'm gonna listen, but I would just love to know, because in Pretty Little Liars I'm on season 3 episode 13, I think, and shit is going down, and I really want to know what happens, because there's this one person, I'm gonna put a spoiler warning here. I know Pretty Little Liars is like old news, but still, I've only started watching it now, so maybe you don't know the details of it. So there's A, obviously, and A is still happening, or I don't really know how to say. And then there's one person associated with A who I really didn't think was gonna be associated with A. So now I kind of just need to know if that person actually is associated with A or not, because if that person is, I am gonna be so sad. I'm gonna be actually heartbroken. And I think I've just now talked myself into watching Pretty Little Liars. It's just so fun, because on one hand it's like kind of like nothing's really happening, because they're just like teenagers and it's just a fun little show, you know, just like Vampire Diaries and stuff like that. But on the other hand, there's so much happening, and sometimes I feel like they're not reacting enough to the things that are happening. Like the one time where 2 people go into the basement of this psych ward and there's another person there singing to themselves. I'm like, hello, why are you going down there? And they're just like casually hiding, and like the one I think takes like a phone call, and I'm like, you need to react to what is happening, what the hell. So it's very fun to watch, and yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I also saw that Heated Rivalry is now on Prime in Austria, but you have to pay for it, and I really don't want to pay for it, but I really want to watch it. I basically have seen all of the most important things on TikTok already. I haven't read the book, or the books. I think there's 2 or 3 parts, and Heated Rivalry is the first book. But I love the edits of them, and like the little clips of the show. I really want to watch it, but I would have to buy HBO Max, and I don't really want to do that, so we're gonna watch Pretty Little Liars. Season 3, episode 15.
Got a secret, can you keep it? Swear this one you'll save. Better lock it in
I finished knitting the hood. Let me show you what it looks like on. You can't do it like this because that looks a little weird, so you need to push this in a little bit. I don't really know how to fix it. I think I don't have a hood face because it's just very round, but I get the, oh, there's a hair. But I get the warm and cozy part, and I think the sizing is really nice. I actually knitted this together and it looks so clean. I look ridiculous, but that doesn't matter. This looks so nice. And I'm now thinking that I'm gonna take it off again, but either I'm gonna do an I-cord edge as it states in the pattern, or I could also just do a little crochet edge, because this is how much yarn I have left. And in my brain it might be enough for a crochet edge, probably not honestly, but I might just try it out and see how it looks, because I've been doing so much I-cord recently, applied I-cord, that I'm kind of over it. So I have my crochet hooks. I have a 5mm, 5.5 and 6. This was knit with a 6mm knitting needle. So I think I'm probably gonna go for like 5.5 or 5. I don't know. I'll see how this looks. The crochet edge is definitely not it. I think I'm gonna have to undo this and actually do the I-cord, because no. I didn't film the process because I got even more sick, but I finished the I-cord and I really like it as is. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.